Go ahead, Sam.
Welcome, welcome. Hi, everybody, wherever you are. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Here we are, and we're talking, bringing you another episode of The Hit, Human Investment Technology, where we go dive deep into our lifestyles, talk about mindset, sports, fitness, music, and entertainment. Basically, in a casual way, talk about what we could do to add value to people's lives, give them some things to think about to make their lives happier, brighter, fuller. And so today's topic was inspired by last week's question, and we've got some ideas in, and we decided to go with what or why people are so addicted to drama. And so we're going to be talking about that today. And before we jump right into it, we've got our lovely co-hosts Andrea and Rich. Hello, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
And so, like every episode, we try to make this a casual chat. We're keeping this strictly to about 45 minutes. Of course, the more exciting it gets, we don't mind sticking around, but we do value and respect your time. And we appreciate you tuning in to join us on this chat. And so this is what we're talking about today. Why are people so addicted to drama? So we're going to open up the floor right now. We're going to talk about it amongst ourselves right here. So please, listen carefully and closely. And we're going to open up to the questions a little bit later, where we'll be able to make this a little bit more interactive. So, Andrea, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm fabulous. Obviously not running late today, so just can tune in straight away, which is fabulous. I love being here. I think you guys know that I'm never short of a word. And I just love this. I love being able to just explore the way that people might think or feel or different topics and stuff. I think open communication and being able to really get honest in this safe environment is just such an amazing thing. So thank you for always having me here, and for the three of us to be able to hold space with anybody that comes in. It's awesome. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Great to have you, Andrea, as always. I mean, we try to make these chats as conversational, as casual as possible, without sounding too geeky or too nerdy about things. Although, if you do want to get geeky and nerdy, I'm very happy to do that.
Sam's the geeky nerdy guy, is he?
He is, yeah.
So I'm gonna throw it over to Rich. Rich, when you hear the word addicted to drama, like what comes to mind first? What do you think of?
Oh, well, to be honest, it's I think like negativity. That's what I automatically think, just always looking for pain and pain in the news or pain with someone's issue or something like that. I think for me it's drama's negative.
Okay. Interesting. And what about you, Andrea? Like, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, such a good question, because when you were opening up, I was sitting here thinking about this question, what makes people addicted to drama? And I think it's always good to seek a classification around, well, what is drama? Because what I see as drama might be different to what you see as drama and what, Rich sees as drama. So I think it's really good to start with definitions of what drama actually is. And and what an addiction is like, and really, for me, I think there's always a payoff. Like, as humans, we're always seeking kind of like some sort of payoff or some sort of thing, and that addiction to drama is, is it the underneath? They just want some attention, like they need to be seen and heard and recognized in whatever's creating that negativity, like you say, Rich. I'm flipping between Rich and Rash. I nearly said Rish.
Oh, that's good. You can call me whatever you like.
So yeah, like I think this is the thing that really needs to be teased apart to be able to get to the bottom of, well, why do people get stuck in that cycle? Because that's really what addiction is, isn't it? Is being stuck in a cycle where we do the same thing over and over. But what's the payoff that we're getting? Or what's the thing that maybe we're lacking? And are we lacking? connection? Are we lacking understanding? Are we lacking being seen or accepted or acknowledged? Like, what is it that's missing that the drama is filling for us? What's the void?
Interesting. I hear you. I think everything is a drama. To be honest with you, I see everything as a drama. The way the life unfolds and stuff like that. But going back to addiction, I think we take solace or we take consolation by being part of some sort of a drama or listening to what it is. I mean, look at the news, for example. It's so negative. There's the majority of the news is negative. It's depressing. But for some reason, like I know my parents, like they keep watching the news. And I said, stop watching the news. Like if you really want to have a good day, stop watching the news. And it's very difficult. It's very difficult to switch off. So I find that another form of drama. But like you said, there's a broad definition of drama. I think this whole life that we're living is an illusory drama, if you want to look at it in that context. But if we're talking about drama in the social context, I think we get a lot of ourselves and we get dragged into a lot of the social, dynamics of drama. What did he say? What did she say? I can't believe he said that. I can't believe she said that. Why are they talking about me? And this whole social dynamic, I think we crave for it. I'm just seeing some of the questions and comments as well as I'm talking, and I think we crave for a certain level of drama for various reasons, like you rightly said, acceptance, and it's addictive. Same thing in the social media world. I mean, that's another form of drama, and it's taking our time. We're being dragged into, in many cases, false narratives, and we allow that to dictate our life. And so I think we want to put a spotlight on how do we accept certain drama, if you will, or narratives that serve us as opposed to ones that don't,
Because there's drama everywhere, right? So, but I guess what we're trying to say here is some people actually go out there and look for the drama to make them feel good. Yeah.
So what part of it? So I'm going to pose the question then. Sorry to cut over you. So they're going at what are they really looking for? Because I'd almost guarantee that the underlining thing is not the drama they're looking for. What is it that, like, this is what I think we really need to explore is what is the payoff for finding the drama? And in some ways that might be we don't have to take responsibility because we're in a place of blame. So we're looking for escaping the part that we play, maybe. I don't know. Like, I don't have anyone else's answers. I just know from my own experience. But, like, I don't think anyone's necessarily seeking the drama, but that's exactly what it probably looks like. But I think they would naturally be seeking something else.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
I think, I think sometimes when you look at someone else's drama, you might look and think, oh, shit, my world, my life ain't that bad. So, you could look at it in a whole bunch of different ways. I'm just thinking, sorry to interrupt there, Sam, there's a whole bunch of questions and stuff. Do you want to put them up or do you want to just wait a little bit? We discuss this and then we get it to the floor. It's up to you.
I think
this is very casual. We're just taking it really casual, huh? And big hello to a lot of people that are watching. Yes, Dan, the Pom Man, Lana, the Beach Man, Joe from Bangkok, etc. We've got a lot of comments. I would love to get someone on today, also, if possible. Would love it within our little 45-minute window, and just break things down about drama, and maybe help someone out there. Big hello to Rocco also, that's just joined us. So that's my little thing about that. But
the thing you'd sent yesterday too, Rich, and it talked about dopamine. I really liked it, and it was such a great share that you shared with me about the mindset and stuff too with drama, like the dopamine hits. Like, I think we have to recognize too in that there are physiological things that happen, isn't there, within it? And you guys are probably much better at talking about that because I'm all about the heart, whereas I know that mindset and stuff probably goes more into chemical releases and stuff like that in the brain. But that's a reality, right? That's a part of what's happening here. That's part of what we're addicted to, is the dopamine.
It's the dopamine. It's the dopamine.
Yeah, the social media thing that you brought up. Like it's a shocker for me. I spend so much time on social media, and it's like, why? And it's this, you can feel the chemical release almost of that draw to it, to go to it. So
I do it with my football team, and I'm sure the people watching it that go for the same team, you know, I'll be like, oh, what's news? We've got a new coach. Do we have a new coach? Who are we trading in? Who are we doing? You know, a whole bunch of different things. It gives me that dopamine thing, and that's what we're addicted to. Very interesting. Sam, I think there's a few questions we should probably put up there.
We've got a couple of questions. Before we jump on those, Rich, I mean, because we're trying to zero in on what we're seeing as we're seeing these questions unfold to more value. And I've noticed Nias has actually sent a very interesting comment along with Dan Williams as well. Great insights in terms of what is the addiction and escaping from to get more stimulation from to do something else. And yeah, I mean, chemically speaking, we get used to that hit. Speaking of hit, we're talking about stuff that we're, you know, when are we going to get our next high? And I think the drama that's around us is very similar to that, especially if it's a good situation too. I mean, there's some good drama too, you know, especially when you're doing some great things, it's resonating with people. I mean, that's another form of drama. I mean, let's not, you know, negate the word completely. It's a lovely word if it serves us in the right purpose. And so, I mean, we're creating a little bit of drama right here, you know, if you want to put it that way. So, in that context, I think
great comments. There's some great comments.
Great comments over there when we talk about the chemical reactions, the addictions, of what it means to kind of, you know, get stuck in a certain narrative. I love to call it narrative because we keep playing out, seeing the same people, dragged into the same kind of type of conversation. I know Dan was pointing out to the person, you know, the moment you see them, it's like, you know, I know this is going to drag and there's going to be a lot of drama. There's also gossip, you know, the gossip types. I'm not sure if you have a mom like mine, but, you know, maybe many mothers do this, but they get involved in a lot of gossip circles, and there's a lot of drama unfolding in those circles. And it's like, did you hear about so-and-so? And that's like, I'm telling them, what does it even matter to you? Like, why don't you live your own life? And she's like, no, but I can't believe she did that, or I can't believe he did that.
But we've all been in that before. You know, we've all been, you know, have you heard of that so-and-so and they've done this? And it is, from my experience, it's a form of feeling, oh, well, you know, life ain't so bad, or look at that. Something about that, you know, and we all know, like with the news and stuff, negative news travels so much faster than positive news. It's obvious, you know, that's why newspapers sell, or why people watch CNN or BBC or that sort of stuff. So, you know.
Yeah, I also want to jump on something real quickly as well, Rich and Andrea.
Yeah.
There are some people that, I mean, we don't like to particularly hang around with, but they're part of our journey as well. Like, this is the way I see it. And not everyone's like me, and I'm not like anyone, but sometimes you find yourself in circles where it's okay to actually just listen to their views. Now, you may not be in alignment with them, but they're part of your journey. I mean, you know, I find myself all the time, you know, in different circles, kind of asking myself in conversation, like between myself and I was like, what am I even doing here? And why am I listening to that person for so long? So I think there's an upside to it as well. I just think the ultimate question is this type of drama serving you on your journey? That's it. Now, and the reason I say that is because, let's face it, you're going to be, you know, on this journey every day, meeting different people in different situations you don't particularly vibe with, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So the contrast is very interesting. that, you know, you're on a journey and you're meeting people that you wouldn't normally meet. And then you meet some people where ordinarily you wouldn't have really reached out to them. And then all of a sudden you find out that you have something in common. And it's like, wow, that's interesting. You know, I never knew that. You know, I got into this kind of drama, if you will, thinking, you know, oh, I'm not sure this is right for me. But it was actually one of the best things that ever happened to me in some cases. So
it's amazing. You know, drama is an addiction, like what you're saying, could be like smoking. You know, you need that fix. And like what we were talking before, Andrea, about the dopamine sort of stuff, is that, you know, we're always looking for this next fix, next hit. Like, is it, we're going to TikTok, we're going to, you know, Instagram, talk to a friend that unconsciously that they always got drama and, you know, and it just it cycles, you know. And I guess let's talk about some solutions, you know. And I think if you're consciously starting to become consciously aware of it and going, okay, just stop for a second. Am I aware of what I'm doing? Because we go through autopilot the whole day, most of the day, right? We're not even consciously aware of it. So once you become consciously aware and go, okay, what am I focusing on? Is this serving me? Is like what Sam was saying, or is it not serving me? And then if it's not serving you, it's an addiction, just like smoking, then you got to try to break the habit, you know. So that's my little take. I've been people that know me well enough so into the news of what's happening with the Blues, and I want to know who's the new coach and what's this and what's going to happen. Is he going to get sacked and is he going to get traded and a whole bunch of different things. I mean, there's a whole market for that. We're all, you know, put our hands up some way or another, you know, addicted to the drama, you know. So it's a thing that we're all, it's a phenomenon that we're all, you know, totally aware of, and we all subscribe to it in some way. Others deal with it better than others, but I guess we're just putting some highlight to it. Some people just don't even realize they're addicted to it. That's all. Sam?
Yeah. That's great. Andrea,
I want to put up some comments if you can, Sam. If you can put some, there's a couple of really ripper ones here from Niaz, and so other people can see it also, and from Dan.
Yeah.
etc.
I just want to see, Andrea, what are you, from what you heard, what thoughts are coming through your mind?
Yeah, the thing that kept coming up was the necessity to call it drama. I don't know why I keep coming back to that, but like in life, everything is just an experience. Like everything is nothing until we make it mean something. And so that addiction to drama, like it's really just an experience, and it comes back to, is this serving me or is it not? Like, how does this situation make me feel? And yes, recognizing that if you're continually going back to the same situation, then it's probably forming an addiction, and there needs to be something to, you know, that there to address. But I don't know, there's something that just keeps coming up for me of why we need to actually classify these things as that's drama or that's negative or that's positive, or opposed to just, well, this is an experience. And is it helping me move forward and be the best version of myself, or is it not? And then what are the choices in between, like to bridge that gap between, you know, who we want to be, and if we're not being who we want to be, what are those things that are impacting that, and what changes can we make? Changes to our thinking, changes to our feeling, changing to our routines, or, you know, whatever it is. But I don't know. I get this.
The wise
feeling.
words there, Andrea. You're dropping the mic. You're dropping that mic again. Very,
Not
very
really.
wise words.
Just, yeah.
Drop the mic.
Thank you. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit like, it just puts it in this category that it's not okay, like drama. When you know, drama doesn't feel good when you say drama. I know that, well, for me, I'm going to speak on, for me personally, because you said, Sam, that drama can be a good thing, you know, creating drama. For me, when I hear the word drama, it just instantly, like you said, Rich, it feels negative. Hey, Lana, so good to see you. Mm-hmm. And yet, like you said, Sam, there can be such amazing things come out of situations that you may not have initially felt were serving you. And so if we accept that everything is a learning experience that is actually here to help us move forward in our life in some way, then is it necessarily a negative, I guess?
Yeah.
I think it's Pete Seaton out, Joseph, you're a wise man. This is what we can sort of explore, isn't it? Like, is it they're addicted to drama, if you want to use that word, or crave attention? Now, on the onset of that, people that crave attention can get quite a bad rap. You know, you're just attention seeking. Again, it's got a bit of a negative connotation. But if we actually dig deeper into that, which is where I love to go, because I don't really like to play on the surface, I'll almost guarantee that there's an element of, am I enough? Am I worthy? Floating around in under there. What do you reckon?
Well, I'm going to go back to what you said, Andrea, I think that's really it. I love the way you actually put that into a interesting context. When we think of drama, I think generally speaking, if it's safe to say, people think of the negative side of something, you know, all that drama, da 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 da. But when you reframe it into something, that's something which is an NLP kind of move and technique as well, called reframing, and you call it an experience, that changes everything. You know, like, it's just an experience, and then it's basically waiting for you on how are you going to live it, how are you going to respond to this experience. If it's a negative one, obviously, then it's not serving you, but it's something that's positive, and you can take away something from it, take some value, learn something in the process, or maybe even contribute and participate. Then I think this is on a good trajectory, you know. So reframing it into an experience is great. It's great. I think really it boils down to, what kind of an experience are you having? What's that experience to you? You know? So nicely said.
And that video we were watching, Sam and Andrea, about the dopamine, and that sometimes it's okay to be in a flat spot. I don't know if you got that out of the video, because you need a reset before, you know, because we're constantly looking for the dopamine. And it's okay sometimes just to stop and just reset. I think that was the biggest thing I got out of that video. This is a fabulous video that I sent. I don't know if I could probably put it in the link, and then people can see it. It's a 5-minute video. It just talks about dopamine, social media, what it does, etc. There's a comment here from Dan. He's got a few comments. Carry on, Sam, while I'm going to start putting some comments in.
Yeah, cool. So I'll go up to full frame. Hey, Rocco. Thanks, everyone, for joining, by the way. We're talking about why are people so addicted to drama? And drama is a very broad word. It technically means, you know, the unfolding of events around us. And like Andrea pointed out, you know, Andrea sits back and she listens and observes, and then she drops it, and then she literally drops the big, you know, gold nugget. And it'd be interesting to find out what your take is on it. Let's make this an interactive session and open it up a bit. But we called it an experience as well, because essentially that's what it is as well. It's an experience, and we all experience something different than one another. So what are you taking out of it? Is it a positive thing, a negative thing? Dan, comment from Dan. I always subscribe to the same mantra in life, and it works to treat. Do you pay my bills? Do I need you to live? The answer is no to these. Whatever is put into my headspace can only be validated by me. That way, drama has no place, because I simply throw it into the mental bin if it's not validated. Interesting move.
Dan is a no fuss guy, mate. Get straight to it. Very straight to it. I want to get him on. If he's there, we can get him on in a bit. And I'm sure he deals with a lot.
Sorry,
go for it.
No, you keep going.
You go. No, I was just saying, I will send him a message and get him on shortly.
Andrea, go ahead.
Well, I'm going to drop something out there that might be a little controversial, maybe, but
go for it.
You know, I hope that people that are tuning in know where my heart is, and that. But as a female, I'm going to drop it out there that they respond differently to the experience than what a lot of males do. What's your take on that? I don't want to call it drama. I'm going to call it an experience. But I think there's a different way in how the different genders address it. What do you think?
Can I jump on that quickly, Andrea? Do you think it's an energy thing because of the way we manage our energy, both male and female energy?
Maybe. I'm just curious. That's what I feel, but maybe it's because I'm female. So I interact with a lot of other females, so I see the way that, I interact with males as well, obviously. But there always seemed to be that the females would continue to, in my experience, I'm not saying across the board. Don't anybody think that I'm directing it at them, because I'm not. I'm directing it at my experience. That, it's much harder for females to let things go, in my opinion, in my experience. Whereas it seems like guys can just go, like that comment, like, yep, if it doesn't fit into this box, then it's out, kind of thing. It's just like, boom, boom, right, see you later. I don't know. Have you had that experience, or is this just me because I'm female?
Well,
and there's nothing right or wrong. Let me say that. And this is not like females don't get it right because they drag it through the mud or whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm just interested in perspectives.
Right on. I mean, you know what, Andrea? I'm going to go back to a comment I think that Rocco just posted up. I find people drama to distract themselves from their own dramas in life. And I think if you take the mirror analogy, where we reflect what we are, and then of course we also reflect what we're not. And I find that I tend to meet people, both male or female, mostly females, that offer a certain level of drama or energy or experience that I tend to need to complete my circle, if that makes sense, to complete my, like I'm more of a passive aggressive type of approach. I'm very just energy. It's very alpha, if you want to, put it in that context. And when I receive the female type of energy, it's very embracing, and we click immediately. I do click a lot with females, I find, when there's something that I'm missing in terms of either being more grounded, settling down, knowing when to calm down, and knowing when to listen. So I'm just shifting gears a little bit into a different context, going back to what you said on, female versus the male kind of thing. There are things that I don't forget about, going back to your point. I don't think it's a male-female thing. I think as a male, there are things that I will hang on to depending on what it means in my life at that time, and I won't forget it. So I think it goes back to its level of meaning, level of importance. But I also have to say that if you find that we tend to cling to certain experiences or drama, in this case, that we need to learn from. There's a situation that we need to learn something from in order to move on to a different realm or a different, let's not get into consciousness, but that's the way I see that.
So would you, what's your thoughts around, so a lot of comments have come in about people focus on other people's drama so they don't have to focus on themselves, or people focus out there so what's the fear then? What's going on for people that they don't want to shift in, that they're shifting out? Does that make sense? Is it a consciousness thing that, like, do you feel like people necessarily know that they don't want to sort of look at themselves and they shift it out there? Or I'm curious about it. And anybody else in the comments, I'd love to know there, because it's a very common theme. The comments that have been coming up, there's been a lot of people say people get involved in other people's drama so they don't have to worry about themselves. So what is it that's getting in the way of us actually being able to sit with ourselves?
Yeah. Well,
good question.
I think there's something to be said about that, Andrea. I think we tend to attract similar type of circumstances to some degree. And I see that if you follow certain spiritual kind of conversations or You normally attract things that you haven't quite fulfilled yet. So if you want to call that a drama or an experience, call it what you will. I think there's something to be learned by that. Like, I'll give you an example. I kept attracting certain level of groups or of guys and all the time, and I didn't want that. I did not want that. But I just kept on attracting it unconsciously. I had to move on. So there was clearly something I needed to learn, that this was not my place if I wanted to get someplace else. Okay, so that was a certain type of feedback that helped me understand, who am I hanging around with? I mean, you know that term when they say you're the product of the 5 people you hang around with.
Yeah, you're the average of the 5 people you hang around with most.
Exactly. So I took that as feedback. So I kept attracting the same type of group, and it's like, no, I don't want this. But the more I said I don't want this, I kept attracting.
The more you got it,
the more I got it.
Hey Sam, I was just going to say, we've got Dan in the waiting room. We'll get him on very shortly. Oh, there he is. All right, let's get him on. Dan, welcome. The pond man is in the house in lockdown.
I apologise. I've shaved my head for Doc. So.
Oh, yes, of course.
I'm not a mindless northern gangster. Don't worry.
Your accent is awesome, I'm just going to say.
It was a pond man in Melbourne. So, yes. So what do you think, Dan? Just wanted to get you on. And, I mean, this is probably, you've dealt with, your own sales team and experiences yourself. You've come from some dark places, of course. They're getting into it. What's your thoughts on this?
Well, I think that drama stems from 3 things. I think that it's either you're addicted to it, and to say addicted, I think we're all addicts. Going through the rehabilitation program, I was addicted to heroin, but I work now. My boss is a multi-millionaire, and he has got the same traits I had to heroin, but to money. And the difference is him drawing out $10,000 from the cash point is a good thing. Me injecting heroin on the streets is a bad thing, but that's the only difference between the addiction, really. One's morally corrupt, one's pretty good. So I think people do get addicted because we get addicted, don't we, to things that make us feel safe. So me with drugs, it was something I could rely on. It was the only thing I had in my life at that time that was non-negotiable, that would always be there for me without obligation. So I think one thing is people get addicted to drama because of the way it makes them feel. It could be a deflection tactic. It could be that they're center of attention. Or 3, it could bring people down around them that they feel are affecting their lives, but they're not really doing it. But you see that quite often in a workplace. When someone does well, if you overhear the water cooler, there's all these rumors about this person because there's a slight bit of an envy, isn't there? Slightly bit of jealousy. And we don't like to put people on a pedestal. We'd rather pull the pedestal away from them.
Okay, good point. Very good. I like that.
Because it's when you say that, like, what I think of is if they're up there, so instead of just going, they're there and I'm here, wherever that is, or they're that, then we're not that. It's that comparison thing, isn't it? Like if they're succeeding, then I must not be. Instead of they're succeeding at what they're doing and I'm succeeding at what I'm doing. It's this, they're that, so I'm not. And it can be that in terms of what you're talking about, the water cooler thing. It's like that tall poppy syndrome is massive, isn't it? It's just like we can't celebrate our differences and our similarities and just allow each person to be who they're going to be, sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that working in managing salespeople are the most peculiar human beings I've ever met. So I love working with my admin ladies, and I call them ladies because 90% of them are ladies, but they just get on with it. But in the sales, it's more testosterone fueled. These guys are perpetual willy wavers, I call them. Very arrogant, bigger car, my car's better than yours. And I always find that they're a real interesting breed of people to kind of dissect, because I always say to them, my mantra is, I don't care what you've done. And I'm quite harsh with some of them when they say, well, this guy's doing this, how can I do that? I always say my mantra in life is you can live a long, happy life with your family or die tomorrow. Personally, I don't care. And that is how I try and approach life. I try and only take things in that I really need to, and they affect my heart. And I think some people get distracted by, like you say, that tall poppy syndrome. I'm the kind of guy that if you make $1 million, I'm going to be your biggest fan because I think that's amazing. I think that's a wonderful thing. And I like people on pedestals because I think it gives you something to strive for. Some people, though, see that pedestal as an obstacle they'll never get to. So therefore, the only way they can validate it in their mind is destroy the pedestal. So no one can have it. Where I always think that's a dangerous mindset to be in, where to me, as long as I'm happy, that's the main thing. That's the main concern in my life is, am I happy? And if I'm happy, my family, my kids and my wife are happy. That's the only priority I have in life. So it's funny, salespeople don't think like that. And this is a stereotype because some of them are lovely guys if they are watching this. But genuinely, they're just caring about the next sale and making sure that that next sale puts them one ahead of the next guy. And it's a very selfish, very dangerous pathway, I think, sometimes to be on.
There'd be a deeper undercurrent there, though, that you could go with, though, couldn't there? Like, for the way that my mind or whatever works, I'm just like, that's where I'd want to go. What is it that is missing, or where's the void that has to be the thing that fills up? And sometimes that's our addiction, isn't it? What's the thing, like you said before, what's going to keep us feeling safe? For you, as you admitted, it was heroin. For somebody else, it's the feeling of I'm doing better, or I'm making more money, or, you know. And this is the thing you said about with your boss, whose his addiction was very much the same, but it was focused on money. And yet that focus can sometimes just be as damaging as someone injecting heroin if there's not a sense of knowing who we are underneath what it is that we do in our life and what it is we achieve.
Andrea, just a quick, sorry to cut you off, my friend. Andrea, there's a question that Di Caruso, I'm gonna and would you mind kind of reading it and giving your take on this?
Okay. I'm happy to read this and respond if you want.
Yes,
what you're going to say.
While she's reading,
I love Gabor. He's awesome. But yeah, and I think, you know, I was just throwing that question out there as a bit of a, you know, see what the guys thought. But I definitely think we're all created differently, and, you know, the way in which we respond to emotional experiences and emotional stimuli is going to be different, female to female, male to male. But is there some generalization across, you know, and probably does go into like that energy, like you talked about. We all made up of masculine and feminine energy, and it really does depend on which one's dominant and why that is the dominant energy that we sort of, you know, are living our life through. So, yeah.
Can I just say, well, we've got Pommy here, the Pom Man. If you think about, his actual, allow him to plug himself. He's got a YouTube, Pommy in Oz, and he does some great things on the Carlton realm of things. But if you go back, Pom, and you think about what was happening for those who don't know, David Teague used to be the coach of Carlton, how that drama played out, and the media was just going into it. Everyone was into it. I mean, our club was the club, like, for drama for this year. And people just went crazy. I mean, the media got rid of him. It got that bad. I mean, and it's just like anything. If you want to create that narrative and people jump onto it in the drama, it's very hard to stop after that.
I think that's a greater problem, though, with society. So I think that if you look at society, the media drives pretty much everything. I think the biggest threat I have as a parent to my kids is the media, and I mean the vast media, social media, things like that are indoctrinating my children with maybe philosophies that I don't quite subscribe to. And what I mean by that is with David Teague, you look around Carlton, it was all sack him, sack him, sack him, sack him, sack him, he's rubbish, he's rubbish, he's rubbish, he's rubbish. And it was drilling that. But at the same time, you've got things like Liam Stocker going on social media and being really open about mental health. And that didn't get any airwaves from Carlton Football Club, which I think young men in the world need to hear idols like that talk about it's okay to cry and it's okay to feel vulnerable. But
Yeah.
no, the media wanted to focus on some guy not being very good at his job. And that transcends to rock stars, drugs and alcohol. It's deemed as cool. But if my children do drugs and alcohol, that's not very good. But the media subconsciously pander that being a rock star is cool. So I think that's a greater issue with the world. And that's why I subscribe to that mantra of, if it's not paying my bills and it doesn't love me, why do I need it in my life? And that's the case, because at the end of the day, if the media wrote Liam Stocker goes on Twitch and talks about feeling home, he feels away from his home, he feels away from his family, he feels a bit down, COVID's affecting him, that doesn't sell headlines. David Teague not being very good at his job, though, sells papers. And that is the tragic state of events we are in the world. That
So
back
sad.
to drama, it's better to tell your mate's boss is sleeping with your friend's wife than it is maybe talking about you feeling a little bit down at the moment because of your weight, or because you're smoking too much, or because you got money problems. It's that kind of subscription that we all subscribe to as human beings.
So why do we?
At some point.
I'm curious as to that. What is the draw to the stuff that isn't serving us, opposed to the stuff that could?
Because I think when you become, I don't want to say enlightened, but I think when you go through something dark, and you come out the other end, you kind of realize that life is shit. It's horrible. Existence is horrible. It's not an exciting fairy tale thing, and it is what you make of it. But there is going to be trials and tribulations everywhere. So I think some people like to have negativity that's not aimed at them. It's fantastic, isn't it, to see there is something kind of morose about seeing someone else's life fall down and it's not yours, and you kind of sit there thinking, oh, thank Christ, it's not me. Do you know what I mean? But I think the hardest thing you can do when working in development, I can tell you this, if I ask any of my sales staff now, who's shit, they will give me a list of names, right? And if I say, right, tell me this one person here, you said he's rubbish, why? He'll give me 10 reasons. If I say, what can you improve? They'll find it very hard. They'll give me positives that are masked as negatives. So I could sell more. I could take more calls. I could do this. And the hardest thing you can do as a human being, I can tell you, it's so hard. I see it with my kids. It's kind of a born trait in humans, is them say, I'm not very good at X, Y, Z. I could be better at this. It's a real hard thing to do. And it's something that I think we need to train from a young age. We need to be self-aware.
Wise words from the Pom man. I'm telling you, very wise words. It's not only the tactician and the strategies man. We love the Pom. Pom, give us a plug before we get you off, because we're going to close up in the next 5 minutes or so. So tell us what you're doing. And for those who don't know who you are.
Well, I'm the Pom. I've lost my first name, but I am Daniel to those who don't know me as the Pom. Basically, got a YouTube channel. I just talk sport, real nonsense with some really weird analogies. My nan gets quite a lot of references and analogies. We love me nana. Yeah, and also just started a business, Pommy Sports Almanac. We recreate prints from the sporting world. It's exciting. Come and say hi. We discuss a bit of mental health as well. And basically, if you like Poms taking the piss out of themselves, that's what I'm really good at. I'm really self-depreciating, but in a real positive way.
Nice. Well, glad to have you on, Pom man. Really love your insights, and more than welcome to come in any single time that you want to come in. We're not talking Carlton today, but in general, we love having you on, mate. Seriously, it's a pleasure.
Oh, it's my pleasure, and keep doing what you're doing. It's a really interesting chat. I really enjoy it.
Very good. Thanks, Pom man. Very good. Ciao. So, guys, we're going to move forward. Let me just, I have to get Pom out of you get Pom out of the screen. As we wrap up for today's episode, I'm going to put it out there. Firstly, like, share. There might be someone there that might be having some mental issues. We do this weekly. We do it just purely from our experience as mental coaches, and and in your case, heart coach, heart surgeon, I would say, Andrea.
Nice.
What we'd like to do is put in the comments now what you'd like for next week's topic. Like, share, follow the page for Facebook. We're here every week. We do a program. It's called HIT, Human Investment Technology. The most important investment is you. So, and we're taking on all these different topics that people deal with on a daily basis. So what else best way to have the three of us going there very casually talking about it. So that's my little Sam.
Cool. Thanks, Rich. Yeah, it's a great chat today to see all the facets of drama and experience, which is truly cool. And thanks, Dan, for joining us as well, giving us this take. You gotta love Dan. He's got this super lightheartedness and playfulness that I absolutely love from his energy. He's someone I could have a coffee chat with. When you meet people, that's the type of drama that I would allow in my world.
Hey, listen, I was thinking of a topic, and I don't know if you guys would agree and see what the comments come through, but I want to talk about people's fears.
That's a good
I
one.
think that's just what are your fears in general? And because a lot of the times the fears are something that we create in our own mind. I'm not saying they're not real, okay? Because there could be a fear of, am I going to lose a house? I'm going to, whatever it is, right? But I think it's a topic, and I think that when you remove fears, or those perceived fears that you have, it can create freedom. So just from my experience. So I don't know if people are down for that. Andrea, yourself.
We're getting a good reply here from the comments. That what are your fears? But you know what that means, Rich,
What?
and Andrea. You know what that means. People are going to reach out. They may very possibly reach out for help. And speaking of fears, I'm sure if you can sit with Andrea for just 5 minutes, she'll calm down your fears fairly quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Maybe. We're all here for the same thing, aren't we? And I think even Pom, with what he was sharing, it really does come back to that being within ourselves and being comfortable to be in our own skin, so that we can really pay attention to, are we stepping towards drama or that experience more than we need to. So yeah, that's what I got from his final wrap up, was just that, this always comes back to us, and the way that we perceive ourselves, think about ourselves, treat ourselves, show up for ourselves, all of that is something that we need to commit to if we want to be able to shift through those fears and create freedom. So awesome.
I like it.
I
think let's do that. If we all agree, I think let's do let's discuss fears. Let's just call that, let's discuss fears for next week. And I think that it'd be good just to, put it out there. Someone might have an issue or whatever. We can even do a demonstration online, which if someone is, as
now,
they
that
say,
wouldn't
ballsy
really
enough.
be anyone's fear, would it? To turn up and actually have a process done on them. No, I'm sure that's not anybody's fear.
No, but that's part of the breaking through.
I
Here's
know.
the point. There's the salesman in me saying, hey, part of the breakthrough is, hey, if you could jump online, and this is like Pommy would come on, and if you could jump online, that's already one fear that, but you can put it out there. And a lot of this stuff, haven't you ever been in a situation where someone says, I fear of this, and then someone says, you really? And then you look at it and go, oh shit, is it that bad? And then that breaks through. So it's an interesting topic.
The first personal development book I ever read. So when I decided that things had to change, the first book was Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, by Sarah Jeffers, I think her name was, and it literally changed my life. Because I would say that I was addicted to drama then before I read that, definitely. Without realizing that you're constantly talking about the same thing, you're constantly frustrated by the same thing, is actually an addiction to not being in the place that you want to be. But anyway.
There's a nice comment here from Lana. She says, Pommy isn't scared of moths anymore, thanks to 10 minutes with me. So I did a little fast phobia technique. And used to be scared of, I think the pom man was scared of moths for about 30 years and no longer. So it can happen in an instant also. You've got to be willing to make the change. Yeah. Sam, wrap it up, my man, and tell us where they can find us and what's happening and in the world of HIT.
Cool.
What we're doing and
There's a great session today. I also want to kind of put out just a short, quick disclaimer. We're not doctors here or psychologists. We come from the coaching world coaches and speakers, and we talk about this subject almost day in and day out. So, we are not doctors or from the medical world, but we have some very interesting tools and techniques when it comes to sorting some stuff out. Let's put it that way. So. With regards to HIT, there's another great session today. I think there was a good interaction. Very much for your questions. You can also find us on Facebook, obviously, and Instagram as well. How are we going to post, Rich? How are we going to post our handles on the show? Can we?
We can actually put it as a banner for next week. If you just send me the actual. And I can put it into the comment section. People can follow us. They're very simple. I mean, yours is Sam PB Coach, isn't it?
Yeah, Sam PB
Instagram.
Andrea's great.
Andrea Gallic. Yeah. That's correct, Andrea.
That is so correct.
How is it there in the sunny coast? With no lockdown.
Yeah, no. It's actually raining at the moment, so it's not.
Is
so sunny.
it?
Yeah.
It's raining.
Yeah.
Well, by the way, I was just thinking with the fears, just before I forget, sorry, Sam, is that with all the lockdowns, I know we're pretty open here in Dubai and it's fully opened. Bars, restaurants, it's all open, concerts. There is a lot of our people that are watching, watching that would have these fears because look what's happening on a daily basis with the news and everything else out there. So, I mean, I think it's a great topic for next week. Just saying it because So, but go ahead, Sam, wrap it up, my friend.
Good. So we're going to talk about what is your fears in the next show. So thank you very much. I think that's really about it. Thanks, guys. Andrea, Rich, it was lovely sharing the floor with you. And we're going to, you know what, I'm really tempted to kind of play around with this concept a little bit. So if there are any other ideas you want to throw in, please feel free. I think this, we'll make this a lot of fun.
Excellent. Very good.
Okay.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. See you later. See you next week. Bye.
Okay, guys.
Thanks. Au revoir.